Welcome to the Allen Park Sports and News Podcast. We're going to be talking about a variety of topics today. First of all, we're going to be talking about UFC 269 and really the main event, Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier, official predictions. We're also going to be discussing some NBA news. NBA stars are actually really struggling so far to start off this season. We're also going to discuss the Houston Rockets. The Allen Park Jags have been eliminated from the playoffs, and we're also going to be discussing cricket, more specifically Australia versus Pakistan. So we hope you enjoy the episode. UFC 269 is coming up fast. It is scheduled for December 11th, but this card at this point really is not that interesting to me. Well, the main event consists of Dustin Poirier and Charles Oliveira, which actually does excite me, and I do think Dustin Poirier is going to win because of his all-around game. He's a phenomenal boxer. He's a decent wrestler. He's tough. He's strong, and he really comes into the cage weighing a lot over the official weight limit. So I do think his size is going to be a big factor in this fight against Charles Oliveira. George Masvidal versus Leon Edwards fight is canceled because George Masvidal has pulled out with a supposed injury, and the Amanda Nunes fight really doesn't interest me at all because, let's be honest, Amanda Nunes is just going to win again because there's no one who can compete with her in her division. Switching over to the NBA now, we're going to talk about the Western Conference, more specifically the Houston Rockets. Right now, they're in last place. Their record, 1-13, so that is really bad. And they actually have some decent young players, so we're wondering why are they struggling so hardly in the beginning of the season. So we're going to take that to our basketball expert, Tiago, and give us your thoughts on the Rockets' struggles so far.
Well, Nick, as you said, they have a lot of young players. They have the number 2 NBA overall draft pick, Jalen Green, who was in the running for Rookie of the Year, but now, lately, he's just been on and off. You can either get a really good game from him or a really bad game. And you can't forget about their other pick, Josh Christopher, who's made some noise, but has yet to lay his mark on the team. Plus, they're still rookies, so you have to give them time to adjust to the game, which is 14 games, and it's a very long season. And their bodies still are not at the NBA level yet. And then you also have a star player, an NBA All-Star actually, John Wall, who is yet to play in any of the games this year because he demands a trade, which he stated that instead of playing, he feels as if he already earned his money and needs to get out of Houston.
Also in the NBA, some of its biggest stars like James Harden and Damian Lillard are seeing significant drops in points per game. And this is a league-wide trend. Tiago, why do you think these players are struggling so far this season?
Well, the NBA has switched the basketball from a Spalding to a Wilson, and they made a new rule which kind of affects the guards. It has people like Trae Young, Luka Doncic, James Harden, Damian Lillard, who mostly get their points off fouls and drawing contact, which now they switch to if you initiate the contact, it isn't a foul.
All right. Unfortunately, the Allen Park Jaguars have been eliminated from the playoffs. So we're going to take that to our football expert, Justin. And what do you think happened?
I think we played very well against the team that we were playing. They're extremely talented. They're just too good for us. We played well, and I think it was good that we even got that far in the playoffs, and it's very proud that we're able to do that. So.
All right, we're actually going to switch things up right now. We're going to talk about Australia versus Pakistan. They just had a cricket game, so we're going to go to our sports expert on that. James, give us your thoughts.
Personally, I'm very impressed with Australia's performance in the game. I think Pakistan very much had it coming to them when it came to this. Obviously, Australia having Hall of Famers in cricket, such as Sir Donald Bradman. Amazing guy. 99.94% average on batting in cricket. Like, you don't get people like that except out of Australian cricket, you know? I think Australia winning by 5 wickets is a relatively close game, but still in the end they got it. So, yeah.
I'd just like to add that 5 wickets really isn't too much to win. Pakistan really played their heart out, like players like Muhammad Rizwan. He really he performed. He was a superstar of the whole show. Like, he outplayed everybody. It was just a shame that they didn't get the W. Next time the Australians and the Pakistanis meet up, it's going to be a fantastic game, and I think that Pakistan is going to be taking home the W.
Well, Justin, obviously, Muhammad Rizwan did not carry the game in the end because Pakistan ended up losing. Now, star players like David Warner and Matthew Wade really carried the show. David Warner with a 49-3, scoring how many wickets there? That's amazing. That's an amazing score, honestly. So I don't think Muhammad Rizwan was really the star player, with David Warner obviously taking on the cricket show.
I totally disagree that David Warner was the star of the game because Matthew Rizwan, I think he had like 15 more runs than he did. And, he's the ultimate juggernaut of Pakistan. Even though he was halted by Australia, they were invincible during this tournament. But I totally disagree at everything you say. Pakistan should have took home the W.
Well, Justin, before Matthew Wade went bonkers in the 19th over, he was dropped by Hassan Ali, and that probably was the moment that cost Pakistan the match. There's a famous catchphrase, to be the man, you gotta be the man. Wade was the best man this evening, and he took out Pakistan's best man in Shaheen Afridi to earn a stunning win for Australia.
James, after the drink break, Shadab Khan immediately moved the dangerous Warner, caught behind. Although the Ultras didn't detect any edge, David not opting to review the decision was a massive moment for this chase as Australia lost Glenn Maxwell soon after that. There were quite a few reckless shot detections from the Aussies as they found themselves in a peculiar situation. With 62 needed off 30 balls and 5 Aussie wickets left, the ball was in Pakistan's court. Just like it in England's court in the first semi-final, if you remember that. If it was Daryl Mitchell last evening for New Zealand, it was Matthew Wade for Australia. Two unlikely heroes for their team.
All right, guys, we need to relax a little bit. It's just cricket.
Well, Nick, it's not just cricket, it's life. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please enjoy our other episodes. Check out everything else and subscribe to the YouTube channel.